Top black screen.
Till.
Sir,
Mm.
a black screen.
Okay, no?
Yes, sir.
Mm. Okay. So as part of this course, you already know what are the topics that we are going to cover. Okay. So today we have to see how to create objects, right? Hello. Okay. So in SQL Server, okay, so consider that this is the database. So you have created a database, right? From your end, at least one database, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Mm. So database we created yesterday itself. Okay, database name is, for example, test. Okay, so what is the purpose of having this database? We will need to organize the data, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
How do we organize the data? How do we organize the data? By creating
Tables.
database object. By creating the database objects. So what are the type of objects will be available? Okay, so we need to understand. Okay, let me just write down. So table, okay, next view, okay, index, procedures, functions, okay, triggers, okay. These are the databases that we use to create, okay, to organize our data or to manage our data or to store our data. These are the different type of database objects. How do we create these objects, and then how do we store the data? Okay. For example, this is the database we created. Okay, this is the database we created in SQL Server yesterday. So now we are interested to create one table here. We are interested to create a table. Okay, so here I am going to just draw it. Okay, so consider that we have created a table in the database. Okay, so after that, okay, we will need to store the data after creating the table. Clear? Okay, so can anyone tell me table contains
Rows and columns.
rows and columns? Rows and columns. So the first part, okay, let me tell you. So this part we call it as a metadata. Okay, next. This part we call it as a data. Okay, the first one is a metadata. Let me write it down. Metadata is nothing but a column names. Okay, next, this is data. Okay, sir. Clear or not clear still?
You're fine, sir.
Okay, so now you are clear what we are going to do inside this database. So we are going to organize the data by creating this type of objects. Okay, for example, we would like to store our student data. So for that, we have to create a table. Once the table is created, your table will be empty initially. Okay, so your table will be having the only metadata. So it is nothing but a column names. Once the table is ready, you will need to start inserting the data. Clear? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
Hello?
sir. Yes.
Right, sir. Okay, so how to create a objects? Okay, we have to learn commands now. How to create a database objects? So the first language is DDL. Okay. DDL stands for data definition language. DDL stands for data definition language. Using this language, we can create any type of database objects. We can create any type of database objects. I mean, we can create a table, we can create a view, we can create an index, we can create a procedure, we can create a function, we can create a trigger, okay, and etc. Okay, so what are the type of commands are available in DDL? Okay, so let me just write down here. So the first command is a create. Okay, second one is alter, third one is drop, fourth one is a truncate. These are the 4 different commands, okay, are available in DDL. Okay, DDL stands for data definition language. Using this data definition language, we will use 4 different type of commands: create, alter, drop, truncate. Right, so once the object is created with the create command, sometimes we need to modify. So for that, we have to use alter command. Okay, see, for example, this is the table we created in the database. I would like to add some columns extra, or I would like to delete the existing column, or I would like to modify the data type of existing column. So metadata level changes we will need to make. So for that, we use a command called alter. Clear? Hello?
Yes, yes, sir.
We are going to create a table. So if we create a table, your table will be having just metadata. Okay. So after that, okay, if we want to make the changes at a metadata level, we use a command called alter. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Next. So one more command called drop. Okay, we created this table in the test database. I want to delete this table. I want to delete this table. So in this case, we will need to use a command called drop command. Okay, next, one more command, truncate. So once the table is created, okay, I am interested to store the data. Okay, so I have imported some data from the Excel or text file, or manually I have inserted the data with the DML language, right? So now my table is having the metadata and data. So later I want to delete this data. Later I want to delete the data. So in that case, which is the command we supposed to use? Truncate command. So everyone is clear? At a high level, what is truncate, what is alter, what is a drop, what is truncate? Everyone is clear? What is create, what is drop, what is alter, what is truncate?
Yes.
Okay, right, let's start. Okay, so yesterday we created a one database, okay, called test6. From your end, I think you created a database, a test. Okay, you can use that database for your practice. Okay. Okay, sir. Right. So let me give the syntax first, create command. Okay. So first, how to open the query window against the database. See, you have to take right click on your database and click on new query, or you have to click on this new query. Okay. The moment if you connect to the database server, by the default, okay, it will be like this. And then if you click on new query window, your query window will be pointed to the master database. Okay, please see, this query window is pointing to master database, right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me show you. Let me disconnect. I will reopen it. I'm reconnecting to the database. Okay, I did not expand the databases. I didn't open any query window against the test6 database. Simply I have the option new query. I'm clicking on it. So when you click on new query window, new query option, okay, your query window is pointing to the master database. But our requirement is we need to make sure that that query window should be pointed to our user defined database. Okay, so you can try like this. If you know the database, test 6, correct? You can just execute this query so that it will be changed here. Suppose, okay, if you click on new query window, if you don't know how to write use database name, then from here you can point it. Okay, clear? Now this query window is pointing to test 6 database, or better you expand the databases, right click on test 6 and click on new query window. Clear? Anything is fine. Okay, so now we are going to learn create command. There are 4 commands: create, alter, next drop, truncate. So these are the 4 commands are part of DDL. Okay, so using the data definition language, we can create a database objects, we can modify the database objects, we can delete the database objects, we can delete the data in a table. Okay, so truncate command can be used only for the table. It cannot be used for the other type of objects. You cannot use truncate command on these objects. We can use truncate command only for table. Clear? Okay. So remaining three commands we can use for any type of objects. Okay, right. So now we are going to see how can we use create command. First, you should know the syntax of the create command. I am writing the general syntax for the create command, and then we will see the syntax for the table. Okay. Create object type, next object name. So depends on the object type, here you have to mention the syntax. Okay, clear? Here you can mention a table, or here you can mention a view, you can mention a stored procedure, you can mention a view, you can mention a function. Okay, clear? Okay, so now we are going to see what is the syntax for the table. Create table name, okay, bracket. So see, what is the object type that I have mentioned, Adit? Table. Okay, so object name. So object name means you need to write a table name. So which table you want to create. Okay, now for this table, you need to mention a columns, nothing but a metadata. So here we have to mention a column name. For example, first column. For this column, what is the data that you are going to store? So for that, we have to mention a data type. Okay, suppose we want to store the numbers in this column. So in this case, the data type should be an integer, decimal, float, and etc. Okay. Next, I want to define a multiple columns in the table. So in that case, you have to put comma. So you can mention for each column, you should mention the comma after the data type. Next, when you mention the column name, you should not put a space. In case if you want to put a space in the column name, you have to put square brackets. Okay. For example, my column name is student name. So what to do? So if I put student space name, okay, it won't accept. So you need to put like this, student underscore name, or still if you want to manage with the space, okay, then you have to mention your column within the square bracket. Clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
What are the data types that we use? We will discuss. Let me finish the syntax for creating the table, right? So next, so we want to define a multiple tables. Okay, and so on. Okay, column n. So syntax is clear for everyone. For the last column, you have to remove the comma. So this is the syntax for creating any table. Okay, see here, column name, next table name. So table name, okay, should not contain a space. In case if you want to manage the space, you have to mention the table name within the square bracket. So, but you need to manage with the underscores. Okay, for example, I want to create a table called employee details. So in that case, you can mention like this. Okay, EMP details. Clear? So table name or column name should not contain a space. In case if you want to have a space, you have to put a square brackets.
Square brackets.
Right. So now we are going to understand what are the data types are available. Okay. What are the data types are available? Which data types we use frequently? Okay. Can anyone tell me what is data type? Okay. I think you guys are all from BTech or MC or engineering something. Okay. Can you tell me what is the data type?
So which tells the character.
Which type of data?
Which type of information we are going to store, right? Based on that, we need to decide the data type. For example, in my second column, I want to store yes or no information, or true or false information. So which data type we use?
Boolean.
Boolean, right? Very good. Suppose we want to store, okay, decimal values. In that case, float, okay.
Floating.
Okay, these data types we use. For example, here we want to store, okay, junk characters, like $, special characters. Which data type we use? We use a nvarchar data type. So let me just write down. Okay, so we use we want to store the numbers. So for example, we have to use a data type called integer. Okay, so the data size also we should know. How much memory will be allocated if I define a data type for this particular column? So to store the numbers, we use a data type frequently called int. Okay. Suppose if we want to have a store mobile number. So mobile number will be having how many digits, sir? 10 digits. In that case, okay, we can't use a int data type. Okay. So we have to use a big int. Okay, sir. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, we want to store our birthday date or hire date or joining date. In that case, we need to use a data type called date time. Okay, or a date. Okay, right. Next, we want to store the decimal values. In that case, you can use a float data type or decimal or numeric. Okay. So when you start creating the tables, okay, you will understand, okay, why we are using this data type. Okay, next, somebody said that Boolean. So, but in SQL Server database, the respective data type for Boolean is bit. Okay. Hello.
Okay.
So these are the data types we use frequently. Okay. So now let's start creating one table. Okay. You already know the syntax, correct? Hello.
Yes.
Okay. Everyone is clear what is the syntax for creating the table?
Yes, sir.
If you are not clear, let me know, sir. Anyone has any questions on the syntax part? Sorry. Anyone has any questions on the syntax part or DDL comments? Okay, so if you are not tracking means I can consider that you don't have no doubts. Okay, right. So we want to create a one simple table with the help of create command. So now I am going to open a new query window against the test6 database. So before that, I am going to verify my test6 database. Do we have any table already? Okay, so let me expand it. Okay, let me expand the tables. Okay, here there is a table. Okay, dim underscore calendar. Actually, we didn't create this table. So it is copied from the
Model database.
model database. Okay, right. So we have not created it. Okay, now we are going to create a one new table. Okay, it is a student details table. Okay, before creating the student table, you should first do some work. Okay, you have to tell what are the columns. Can anyone tell me please what are the columns will come into the student table?
Roll number.
Okay, roll number.
Class
Next,
section,
Student name.
name,
student name. Okay, next,
class, section,
Section.
section. Okay, next, marks.
Male or female.
Okay, what is that?
gender,
Next,
Address.
email ID. Next,
Address.
contact,
address. Next,
contact,
contact number. Okay, so this is the information will come into the picture. So now you have the columns. Okay, so for this column, you tell me what is the data type we will mention.
Integer.
So you are going to store the number. So for this column, you have to declare the data type integer. Now in this column, you are going to store the alphabets, correct? Character data. Okay,
Character.
so what would be the data type? So for storing the alphabets, okay, you have to use a varchar or n-varchar data type. Okay, clear? Okay, right. Now for the student name, we need to declare the data type varchar. Next, similarly, okay, section. Which data type?
It is also.
Section, B section, D section. Okay, we can manage with the data type called varchar. Okay, you are going to mention A, B, C, D section, correct? Next, so marks.
In the combo of integer also, right? Section
Yes.
1, section 2.
So in that case, we can manage with the n-varchar data type.
Okay.
Okay, now marks column. So what type of data that we are going to store? Numbers. Numbers. So int data type. Okay, so depends on the data behavior, you have to decide the data type for your column, right? What type of data that you are going to store for the particular column. So based on that, you have to decide the data type. Next, while creating the table. Next, for the gender. Varchar. Okay. Next, email ID also varchar. Next, address also varchar. Contact number. Begin. So now you are clear. Okay, what is the data type we have to define for the column while creating the table. So let's start.
the email ID varchar, @ special symbols are
You can try with varchar also, or you can try with the n-varchar also. No. Okay, right. So now we have create a table. Okay, so what is the object type? See the syntax for creating the table. We must mention the table keyword, correct?
Yeah.
It is nothing but object type. Create object type. Next, object table, object name. So student underscore details. Student underscore details. This is the table name. Okay, now we have to open the bracket. After that, we have to mention the column names. Okay, we should not mention like a paragraph. Okay, better. Okay, give a space. So don't create a table like a paragraph. Okay, so you don't need to save the any space here. Okay, because you have to share the scripts to someone. Okay, they need to understand your DDL script. Okay, right. So before the comma, we have to define the data type, correct, for the column, right? Right. So roll number. So instead of roll number, I can say that it is a student ID. Okay. Student ID. So what is the data type for this? It is an integer. Next, for this, varchar of something. How many number of characters that you are going to specify? Okay. Based on that, you have to mention the data size also. Okay. For varchar data type, okay, let's say I am going to insert maximum 100 letters. So now I am mentioning the size 100. Suppose if your name is more than 100 letters, it will throw an error. Okay, let me check. Someone joined just now. Why they have joined just now? Hmm? Rajshekar, you have joined just now, right? Hello?
No, sir.
Someone joined just now. Class is already started half an hour back. Okay, let me check the notification. Okay, so meanwhile, okay, please proceed. What is the data type for this column? What is the data type for varchar? Okay, we will reduce the size. Okay, 10 is okay.
Yes.
Okay, next, marks integer. Next, gender.
Gender varchar.
Varchar.
Okay, so how much you want me to mention the size?
5.
30.
10. Okay. Next, email ID, also varchar data type. Varchar 50 or 100, anything. Okay, address, varchar
40.
100. Contact number, big 8. One, okay. Okay, so we have mentioned the columns along with the data type. Okay, so now we are going to execute this script. So we have written a create command for creating the table. If you are not executing, okay, there will be no use. You must execute the query. Okay, so what is the type of this command? Monica? Monica, are you there? No, she didn't join today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me, Monica, what is the type of this command? It's a part of DDL, right?
Yes, yes.
So when we execute any DDL command in SQL Server, okay, we will get a message, commands completed successfully. Okay.
Okay.
So I told you already the type of DDL commands. Okay, one is create, one is alter, one is drop, one is a truncate. If you execute any command, we will get a message, commands completed successfully. If it is not having error. Okay, so let's execute this command. You can press F5 from keyboard, or you can just use this execute option. Okay, so let's see. So now command executed successfully. Okay, it means that object is created in the database. So we have to refresh our test6 database and we will check the tables folder. So table is created, right? Hello. Before
Yes, sir.
creating the student detail table, we have already verified. So this is having only one table called dim calendar. Right now, one more table is available, right? Student underscore details. Correct? Hello?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
Yes.
Right. So now you understand how to create a one simple table. So I wanted you to create some tables. Okay. Not create, don't copy this table. So you do one thing, emp underscore details table. You try it. Next, product information. Okay. This is another table. Next, voter details. Okay. So these are the tables. You please try from your end. You only decide what are the columns will come into this table. Similarly, what are the columns will come in this table. You decide data type also you have to decide. See this, okay, example which I created. Okay, now from your end, you try to create a table.
Okay, sir. Okay.
One
Sir,
table is fine.
sir,
Tell me, sir.
ఇది TDL కమాండ్స్ లో రీనేమ్ కూడా ఉండిద్ది కదా?
లేదు,
ఓకే.
అది SP_rename అనమాట. సిస్టమ్ స్టోర్డ్ ప్రొసీజర్ అనమాట. రీనేమ్ అనేది లేదు ఇక్కడ.
ఓకే.
ఓకేనా? సో SP_rename అంటాం అనమాట దాన్ని. అది DDL కమాండ్ అవ్వదు. ఓకే, దీన్ని మనం ఏమంటామంటే సిస్టమ్ స్టోర్డ్ ప్రొసీజర్ అంటాం. దీన్ని యూజ్ చేసి ఏం చేస్తామంటే ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ టేబుల్ నేమ్ చేంజ్ చేయొచ్చు, ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ స్టోర్డ్ ప్రొసీజర్ నేమ్ చేంజ్ చేయొచ్చు, ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ ఫంక్షన్ నేమ్ చేంజ్ చేయొచ్చు అదనమాట. ఓకేనా?
ఓకే.
Completed, sir. One table you created, right? EMP_details. Let me check. Harish, don't tell me that you have not installed it. Nishal or Nishal?
Yes, sir.
You have installed the software, right?
Sir, I haven't received the link of the software, sir, yet.
Did you send the email ID?
Yes, sir, I sent yesterday.
Did you check your email?
Yes, sir, I checked it, didn't come.
To whom you sent your email?
ఆల్రెడీ వాట్సాప్ చేశాను.
On WhatsApp I've sent, sir. I don't know the name. To Lokesh, sir, I've sent.
ఇప్పుడు వాట్సాప్ లో మామూలుగా వాట్సాప్ లో check చేశాను.
You guys please continue to create a table. I will verify it. Nishal, right? Please ping your email ID in the chat box
Yes, sir.
now.
Okay.
Hi, sir.
Tell me, Amma.
So my name is Raji. I am also not receiving the link.
Sir, I've sent my email ID in the chat box.
Okay. Check now.
Yes, sir, I've received it.
Okay, who did not receive still?
Sir,
Tell me, Amma.
Raji, my name is. Can you share me? I was also not receiving.
Did you ping your email ID to anyone?
Yes, I sent in a group you SQL group. I have sent my email.
Please
ID.
ping once again.
Yes, sir. Sure.
In the chat box only you ping it here. Adit, your laptop is ready or not yet?
Still not it, sir.
Then how you will do practice?
Sir, I'll order a new laptop, sir. I have done it, sir. It will come tomorrow.
Please check your ADM. Okay.
Yes, sir, I have it.
Okay, you can download it, unzip it, and you follow the second class. Okay, na?
Okay, sir.
Sir, there is an error on my table creation. Can I share the screen once?
Can you share your screen?
I don't know, this is the first time, so I tried once.
Okay. What you did for the first column after the data type, you have missed the comma. You should
Okay.
mention the comma, right? Why you are declaring the int bracket 10 for the varchar data type only, you have to mention the size. For the
Okay.
integer, float, date time, okay, size is not required. Put comma. For the integer data type, for the big int data type, date time data type, okay, we don't need to mention the size. Only for the varchar, nvarchar, char data types, you have to mention the size. Remove that comma for the last column after the size. Enter. Still error. For the first column after the data type, you have to put comma.
Yes, sir. There is a comma.
Why you are mentioning the comma?
There, create table.
Anusha, are you there?
లాస్ట్ లో పెట్టు ఇంటి పక్కన
ఇక్కడ ఓకే.
ఇక్కడ అక్కడ కామ పెట్టు.
And please remove comma and mention table, create table.
ఓకే.
అక్కడ స్పేస్ ఓకే. ఎర్రర్ చూపిస్తుంది.
Create space table name.
Create table.
You are not listening the class. That is the issue. Okay. So
Syntax
let me share
wrong.
my screen and see the syntax.
ఎగ్జిక్యూట్.
See the syntax first.
Yes, sir. It's done. Okay.
See the okay. First understand the syntax. Create table, table name. Why you are putting the comma? Okay. Next, column name, data type. After data type, you must mention the comma. Okay. For the last column, you don't need to mention the comma. Okay. Next, bracket you have to close. Okay. In the next line, so that anyone can review your code or understand the code. They can tell you the mistakes. Okay. So for this syntax, this is the example I have tried. Okay. Everyone is completed. Hello.
Yes, completed.
Okay. So how many tables you have created?
One, sir.
table.
Okay. So EMP details, product information, water details, any table you can create. Okay. So after the class, you try these two tables. Okay.
Okay.
Who is Anu here? Someone joined newly. Hello.
Hello.
Anu here.
Hello. Yes.
Is this first class for you?
Girish.
Is this first class for you? Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yesterday also I have joined,
Okay. So did you create a table?
but with my husband.
Why you are
Yes, sir.
telling your husband name? I don't understand. Okay. So did you join yesterday, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Okay. Did you install the software? Okay, so leave it. Okay, anyone stuck with creation of the table? Anyone stuck with the creation of
Yes.
the table? Sirisha,
Yes, sir.
what is the issue? You said yes, right? I will ask Ravi to join in this call. I don't know someone joined newly, and why you are telling your husband. Okay, so let's create a one more table. Okay. Okay, instead of wasting the time on another table, you create it. Okay, now we will need to understand the second command, alter. Okay, alter command we are going to learn now. Alter. So why do we use alter command? Why do we use alter command? Can anyone tell me, please?
Any modify changes?
Modify the
Modify the
Modify the structure or modify the metadata. Okay,
metadata.
so just now we created this table, student underscore details. Okay, in this table we are interested to see the structure. Okay, these are the columns, right? We
Yes, sir.
mentioned while creating the table. So now we wanted to modify the metadata. It means that we can add a new column, or we can change the data type of existing column, or we can increase the size of the existing column, or we can delete the existing column. Okay.
Okay.
So section column we don't want. Section column we don't want. Okay. So instead of that, we wanted to have a column called course. Okay. So, and one more column we need in this table. So date of birth and date of joining. So these are the columns we have missed while creating the table. Okay. Next, address column we don't want. Address column we don't want. Okay, in the table. So we will need to delete it. Okay. So clear now?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
So I want to add
So we can add like a percentage like that.
two more columns. Wait, two more columns. Those columns are date of birth. Next, date of birth. Next, date of joining. These columns we would like to add. Next. So one column we would like to delete. One column we would like to delete. What is that column? Section. Okay. Next. We want to modify the size for one column. Let's say student name, okay, they have defined 100, varchar of 100. So maximum we are trying to insert 60 characters only. So in that case, we will need to reduce, correct?
Yes.
We will need to reduce. So data type has to be modified. Data type has to be modified. So from 100 to 60. So if you look at these requirements, okay, we are trying to add a new columns for the existing table. We are trying to delete the existing column. We are going to modify the data type. Clear? So alter command, we will need to learn in 3 ways. Alter command, we need to learn in 3 ways. One is alter, add. Next, alter. Next, alter, drop. Okay. In 3 ways, we are going to learn alter command. So create command, how many ways we learn? Only one, correct? But for alter, we have to learn 3 different syntaxes. So using this combination, what we can do? We can add additional columns for your table. Next, using alter combination, what we can do? We can modify the data type for the existing column. Next, what is the use of alter drop?
Delete.
Hmm?
You can delete the table.
We can Drop the
Delete.
column,
Drop.
not a table.
Column.
We can drop the column in the existing table. Okay, right. So basically we are going to modify the metadata. Metadata means structure or column names. Okay, right. So let's see the syntax for this one first. Syntax, I'm writing it. Please remember: alter table, table name, add new column name. New column name you need to mention, and for the new column name you have to mention the data type. Okay, so this is the syntax you have to follow. So now we will try one example for this. So what is the column we would like to add, Ritosh? I have given in
Date
the
of
bottom,
birth, date of
date
birth,
of birth
date
and
of
date
join.
of joining. Right. So now I am copying this part as it is. This is just example. What is our table name?
Student details.
Student details. I just drag and drop. Okay. Next, we have to write add keyword. What is our new column name?
DO, date of birth.
Okay. What would be the data type for this column?
Date.
Date. Right. Okay. So I will need to execute this one. What is the message we will get if it is executed successfully without error?
Command successfully.
Right. See, now how to check the column is added or not?
Refresh this one.
Just right click on your table, click on refresh. You can see the additional column. Okay, it will be added at the end. We can't add in the middle of the existing columns. Okay.
Okay.
Similarly, we can add a date of birth. So we will date of joining. The same syntax. Okay, commands completed successfully. Okay, so 2 columns we have added after creating the table. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you understand how to use alter add, right?
We can't add at a time 2 columns, multiple columns.
We can add.
Okay.
Okay, let's try that one also. Okay, so this part will be the common. Okay, can you tell me the columns?
Class, class, course.
For example, course. Okay, course data type is varchar of 50. Next, one more column. Course fees. You guys will not open your mouth when I say fees. Hello. So these are the 2 columns I am adding. Okay, I am not writing again this part. Okay, for this one. Okay, add. Okay, column name next to data type. Okay, so you need to put comma and then you have to put column name and data type. Okay, you don't need to mention this part again for the second one. You need to put comma. You have to write a new column name and data type. Okay, just execute this part. Comments completed successfully. So we are able to add multiple columns at a time, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, refresh it. We have to check. Okay, so new columns are added. Anyone has any questions on the alter add combination? Anyone has any questions? Okay, no questions. Right, next, we are going to see what is alter. Okay, Ravi? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to talk? Or you want me to?
Yeah.
Stop the recording?
You can continue for 5 minutes. Okay, I'll take the last 10 minutes. That's enough.
Okay, fine. Right. So now we are going to see alter. Okay. So what is the use of alter? Mahesh?
You can modify the data.
We can modify the data type of existing column.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for the student ID column, what is the data type we have defined? Int. Okay. We want to change the data type. Okay. integer to big int. Okay, so let's see the syntax for this first. Okay, so student alter table, table name will be the common. Alter table, table name will be common. Okay, so here you have to put alter column. Column keyword you must write. What is your column name? Okay, you have to write. Next, data type. This is the syntax we need to use. Okay, so now we are going to copy this part because we are going to try example. Alter table, table name, and then we are going to use a alter. Which column data type we need to modify?
Student ID.
Student ID. So we have to write a column name, student ID. So what is the data type that we need to mention? Big int. So while creating the table, we mentioned the data type is integer data type, but we want to change it as big int. So let's execute this one. What is the error? Oh, I missed column keyword. Why
Column
you guys
keyword.
are not telling? In the syntax, okay, they told column keyword is mandatory. So I missed it. Why you are not telling to see this error? Okay, right. So it is executed successfully. Now we will verify it. Data type of student ID column is changed or not. So it is changed, correct? Hello. So
Yes.
it was integer data type. Now it is
Big int.
big int. Similarly, we will reduce the size of student name column. Okay. So what is the size we will mention?
60.
60. Column name is
Student name.
student name. Data type will be same, but only the size we will need to reduce. So it was 100. Now we want to decrease. Okay. It is completed successfully. You have to refresh it after executing the command. Okay. See now varchar 60. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now similarly, we will learn alter drop. What is the use of alter drop?
Copy column.
We can delete the existing column in the table. We can delete the existing column in the table. So for that, first we need to learn the syntax. Okay. So I am going to copy this part. Next, drop column name. Okay. So this is the syntax. So which column we will drop? Tell me. Which column we will delete? Tell me that column I will
Section.
mention.
Section.
Okay, drop
Column.
column. SECTIYN. Okay, commands completed successfully. You have to refresh your table. Okay, then only you will get to know this is working or not working. See, I don't see now section column because we have dropped, correct? Hello?
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
sir.
I am sending the syntax of creating the table. Also, I am sending the syntax for the alter command. You try during your practice. Okay. Okay. So you please copy from the chat box. I'm sending only the syntax, not examples. How many commands we have completed today? How many commands we have completed today out of 4?
2 only. Create and alter.
We completed 2, create and alter. Using create command, we are able to create a tables. Using alter command, we are able to modify the metadata. Right. So Ravi will talk with you for a few minutes. Be in the call. Okay. So I will be on mute. Ravi, you can speak.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Just stop the recording, okay?